Last year we had the No Talent Talent Show, and I told you a few stories about some of the staff and some of the residents here. And this year it's a holiday theme, so I thought I'd tell you some Christmas stories. One year we were putting the things together for Christmas Eve, and we got the cookies and everything out, and I dropped one of the cookies on the floor. And I picked it up, kind of dusted it off, and I said, "That's fine, nobody will ever know." Put it back on the plate, Santa will never know it. My daughter, who was about 4, said, "Wait a minute. He knows if I've been good or bad, and he doesn't know that a cookie fell on the floor?" The other day I was buying some Christmas cheer, and the checker asked me for my ID, and as I was pulling it out of my wallet, my old Blockbuster card fell out. He looked at that and said, "Never mind," and rang me up. The other day I walked past the beauty shop, and one of the residents was just coming out. She'd just gotten her Christmas haircut. And the operator looked at her and said, "You look 10 years younger." And the lady looked at her unimpressed, and she said, "Who wants to look 81? One of the ladies was doing some house cleaning the other day to get ready for the holidays, and she ran across some negatives in a drawer. So she took them out and looked at them. She took them down and had them made into prints. And when she looked at them, she was pleasantly surprised to find out they were her at a younger, slimmer age when she and her husband were just starting to date. And she looked at them and she thought that was great. And she showed them to him. And he said, "Wow, that's my old Plymouth." A friend of mine gave a set of batteries as a gift with a note that said, "Toy not included." A friend was staying with us for a few days over the holidays, and he asked for the password for the Wi-Fi. And I said, "It's taped to the bottom of the modem." He tried 3 or 4 different times. Finally, he came to me and he said, "Am I spelling this right? TAPE." The buildings in town were being overrun by squirrels one year. City Hall, the hardware store, the church. City Hall decided to get some cats and see if they would cure the problem. So they brought some cats in. And before long, the cats had torn up all the files, and so they had to get rid of the cats. The hardware store was a little more humane, and they got some traps. And they trapped the squirrels, and they took them way out in the country and dropped them off. And about 2 days later, the squirrels were back in the store. The only ones who were able to really solve the problem was the church. And what they did was they baptized the squirrels. They made them members, and now they only see them on Christmas and Easter. During the pandemic, a friend of ours was homeschooling her child, and one of the homework assignments was to write some sentences, to complete the sentences. And she was reviewing what he had written, and the sentence was, "During the holidays, we exchanged gifts with," he had written, "receipts." This lady was an impeccable housekeeper, and she was having some uninvited guests who were going to drop by. So she was trying to tidy the place up as best she could, and she took her husband and her son, and she said, "Clean up the guest bathroom if you would." Well, they were gone for a little while, and they came back and said it was done. She was a little surprised that they had gotten it done so quickly, but she went to check it out. And everything was picked up and cleaned up and tidy. She was kind of amazed that they had done it so fast, until she looked around, and pinned to the shower curtain was a note that said, "Thank you for not looking in the tub." A friend of mine had 2 kids. One day they were getting ready for Christmas, and she heard the 4-year-old say to the 2-year-old, "Let's play Christmas. I'll be Santa Claus, and you be a present, and I'll give you away." Thank you, and have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.